everyone, welcome back to Dancers Doing Stuff. It's been a minute since I was here live, so welcome back and welcome if this is your first time seeing the show. I'm so excited today. The craft is great. The guest is great. I'm talking to Ryan. She is an amazing dancer and also a visual artist. Literally gorgeous stuff. I'm always fascinated. She does all these videos of making and showing the process of how she creates her artwork, and it's just so cool. So today's episode is going to be really, really great. The craft is potentially very messy, so it could be really fun, and it also could be a huge fail. So sometimes that's more fun than when it works out. But I actually printed out this time the official bio so that I can prove to you guys that I know how to read, and I just am visually impaired trying to read from a computer so far away. So let's get to the official bio for Ryan. Ryan is a performing and visual artist based in Brooklyn, New York. She has been training as a dancer since she was 13 and has been blessed to be a part of some amazing music videos and live projects. Ryan was also in art concentration in high school and now owns an art shop called Much Love Ryan. Her main focus are abstract art, specifically plaster work, and digital prints. Ryan is extremely proud to say that Much Love Ryan is fully eco-friendly and ethically run. All packaging is 100% recyclable, her canvases are recycled and repurposed, and she sources as many of her materials and services as physically possible from small businesses. In addition, she donates 20% of her profits to LGBTQIA and BIPOC organizations at the end of each month. So cool! That is so great. Her favorite thing about her art is that it's constantly evolving and she rarely sticks to the same style or color palette for too long. She used to view this as a roadblock to finding a consistent niche within herself, but now sees it as her greatest strength. And I really love that because so often as artists we're told to niche down and that's the only way to be successful. So I'm excited to talk to her about that and just her process with art and dance and how things have changed for her over this pandemic and content creation and the struggles and the grossness of that word and term that is so common to us nowadays. So this is going to be such a great episode. As always, I love to hype up my guests and show them a video, or not show them, show you a video of them. And I'm really lucky this time because I have not only a dance video of Ryan, but I have two really great videos of her doing her passion, her artwork, and I'm a sucker for art video, how do you describe it? Process videos. I think that's what it is. And so I love these videos. So let's check it out. So satisfying, right? I'm obsessed. So, without further ado, let's bring on Ryan. Give a big round of applause. Let's do it. Let me get the applause. Yay! So, our craft is crazy today. Welcome. I wrote in the comments on YouTube, I asked what color that I should do or we should do for the paintings. And Holly, I'm going to share the comment. She says, I know Ryan is the queen of neutrals, so anything in that colorway, which is so true. You are literally the queen of neutrals. Like, you make basics not basic. Seriously.
I love that. I should like title something that the not basic collection.
I love it. Yes, I'll buy it.
Also, hi Holly. I think that's the Holly that I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it is. Holly is another small business owner and artist that I've met through small business social media. So hi Holly. I hope
So
you're doing well.
cool. So cool. Okay, so our craft, I alluded to it. We are doing paint pouring, which is very
Yes.
messy and very hard to show on camera.
Yes.
So it's gonna be an adventure. You, as expected, you said you have a lot of neutrals. You have a lot of what are we working with? What do you got
Yes.
going?
So in proper Ryan style, I am doing black, white, and gold.
I love it. Classic. It's hard to mess that up. Okay, I have
Hopefully, you
pretty
say that
much
now, but I've never done this, so.
I have like pretty much every color possible because I got this pack. So I turned 30 this year. Craziness. And
That's amazing. That's a milestone.
I did not celebrate, but hashtag pandemic. But I one of the things, so I tried to do 30 things before I turned 30 that I'd never done before that I always wanted to do. I got through most of the list.
I love that idea.
Yeah, fostering a kitten kind of derailed it because I didn't expect that to happen and the kitten took over my life. But one of the things was I wanted to try paint pouring because, I mean, we'll talk about TikTok, but I get really overwhelmed on TikTok. But sometimes I do watch like the crafty TikTok. I guess it's like craft talk or whatever. And I saw paint pouring there and I was like, what is that? I could do that. So this is one that I made before. This was actually like the first one I tried. It's not horrible, but I know I could do better. But then I thought I could do better and I tried to do this like rainbow situation and I hate it. I think it's the ugliest thing ever created. Some people tell me they like it and they can take it from me and get it out of my house because I think it looks like a rainbow sherbet went to the army and threw up all over the place. Like, I hate this so much. So if anyone out there wants this painting, I will gladly give it to you.
Get it out. Get it out of my home.
Get it out of here. So I have like these paints that are like liquefied. What is it called? Like, so there's like a pouring medium. I'm sorry, that was probably a very loud pop into the microphone, but
it's pre-mixed.
yeah. So I am
It's fine.
cheating
It's
a little.
pre-mixed. Mine are not.
You're a true artist. That's why.
You know what? We're just gonna say that. I'm gonna take that and run with it because
Yeah. So Ryan has to like add the pouring medium to her paints, and apparently if you're doing that, if you're out there crafting with us and you have a pouring medium, you add 5 parts pouring medium to 1 part acrylic paint, which seems aggressive, but we're gonna see what happens. And then I have
it does. It seems like way too much.
yeah, it seems like a lot, but I don't know. I feel like trust the instructions. But so I have literally every color possible. So if you're out there watching, comment like some color patterns or something because clearly I cannot be trusted with picking colors. And I have these 2 mini canvases because the only other option was like a massive one that I knew would be impossible to show you guys. So comment what you think I should do, or I'm just gonna go for it. And basically, you just put a ton of paint in a cup and you just like pour it all over the canvas and then like hope for the best and wiggle it around. So there's really no way you can go wrong unless you make something ugly like this thing that I made. So but art is subjective, as we all learn and know. So I guess I'm just gonna like start going
Very
for it.
true.
And while we do this, if we're
Okay,
capable,
question.
oh yeah, tell me.
Okay, so when you I see people mixing colors in the cup. Do you know the technique behind that?
I have no idea. I
Or
know
do
that
you just
you just like put it
form
in,
it?
and then I know you could do it like sideways if you wanted. I know there's like so many techniques. What I've done in the past is I just do it like squirt it in and then squirt it in the middle and kind of make like a bullseye. And then you can either dirty pour it, like so scandalous, or you can do flip cup technique. So I know all the terminology. I'm pretty great at this. So um yeah, so I think I'm gonna try one of both since I have too many canvases to work with. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll try to do like a neutral one because like maybe that's where I've been going wrong this my whole life. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. While we're doing this, if we're able to, I'd love to, if we're capable of multitasking, I would love to know how you started dancing. I know you said you started when you were 13, which is like so much later than a lot of people. And I had no idea that you started that late. Not that that's really that late, but you know, it is
Yes.
kind of like later from what most people on the show have said before.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very late, and I know that when I like first really felt the pull to do like dance professionally, everyone told me you're too late. It's never going to work out. Like you don't have enough experience, you don't have enough technique, you're never going to get into a school, like not going to really work out for you. Which is such an amazing thing to hear at the age of like 17 years old. Um,
Right.
so I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna hope the best with this ratio. I genuinely have no idea. I'm trying to use the lines of the solo cup as my measurement.
That's probably a good idea,
Um,
honestly. I'm just
okay,
going
that's
for
in
it
there.
and putting. I started with some brown. I'm gonna try some white. We'll just see what happens. This might be. Oh, that's a fun
I
sound.
see what it means about the bubbles. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second. But yes, to answer like the actual question, um, when I was in like middle school, I had friends who there was like this local dance studio that like all the girls in my school would go to, and they would all like take like a couple dance classes a week. It was just like another way for them to like hang out and have fun. And they were like, "You should do this with us." So I was like, "You know what? Why not? Um, like, why not try it?" And I only took like one or two classes. I didn't really do it like really intensely. And then I, not to like bring the mood down, I had a pretty traumatic experience in my childhood when I was 13. And my mom just really wanted me to be around friends and be doing fun activities, and was like, let's just sign you up for a couple more classes. That way, like, you're around people and like you have that like thing to like connect you to others and like keep your spirits up and that sort of thing. So that's when I was 13, so I started taking classes more heavily, and it was like the ultimate coping mechanism. It was that thing that like really helped me grieve and process. um so I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to be really serious about this. So we moved to a different dance studio that was a bit more serious and was like really heavily involved in like competition and sending people off to like programs and like really getting like people set up technique wise, and just like it wasn't just like a let's have fun place. It was like, we are cultivating a craft and we want to help send you off into the world type thing. So I started training there when I was 13, and yeah, that's how I started, and I just dove in head first from then on out.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think that's so. Dance is so much more than steps. I feel like that's a common theme that everyone on the show has talked about. Like, especially for kids, dance is such a great outlet. Even if you don't go into pursuing it, I think everyone should be in a dance class.
Absolutely. I think it's so amazing to be able to use your body to express, even if it's like happiness and joy, like that's amazing. But like, I don't think people realize how therapeutic it is to just like physically move your pain out of your body. Like you're using movement to like, it's like when it's like, if you think of it as your sweat, like when you dance, when you move, your sweat comes out of your body and it's no longer in you. You can like visualize your grief literally coming out of your body, and you can just like remove it from yourself. And I don't think people realize that enough. It's like one of the greatest blessings that dance
Yeah,
has ever given me.
100%. So when did you? So where are you from? Where were you dancing when you first started dancing?
So I was born in New Jersey, like right along the beach area. So I'm like from the shore. And
So
then
cool.
when I was like, yes, oh, I love it. It's so amazing. Um, and then middle school and high school, I was in Pennsylvania. We moved because of like my dad's job moved us out there. So I did start dancing in Pennsylvania. Um, and they have a very Pennsylvania is like very well known for like competition dance. Like
Mm,
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Like dance moms. Like
yeah.
my dance studio was on Dance Moms a lot.
No
Um,
way. That's crazy.
it yeah, I stayed as far away from that as possible. No offense to anybody who loves Dance
Right.
Moms, just not my vibe, not my thing. So yeah, it's very well known for that. But then when I graduated high school, I moved right back to the shore. I was like, I need the beach. I need to be back
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah,
So cool. So then at least you
absolutely.
weren't that far away from New York. So when did you decide to kind of make the jump and go like full force into the New York dance scene?
I started probably like a little like my last year of college. I was like, all right, I need to get I don't think this I think I just messed up with this metallic. It's not the right it's so thick. I think I just ruined this whole cup. Damn.
I put way too much paint on my little canvas, so mine is also not looking great right now.
This is so bad. Okay, sorry. Okay.
It's
We're
okay. You
just
can
gonna
save
ignore
it.
that for a moment. um Yeah, so when I like my last year of college, I went to Mason Gross, which is Rutgers, so it's like central Jersey. So getting into the city, it was kind of expensive, especially when you're a college student. You got so many other things to worry about financially. Um, but yeah, so I started working in the city, and then the year right after I graduated college, I moved to North Jersey with some friends and was able to get in and out of the city really easily. So right after college, I really just like dove into training in New York as opposed to training in New Jersey like I had been. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and I started going to BDC all of the time, and I was mainly only really taking Neil. I know you did a show with Neil a while back.
Yes.
Yeah, I was taking like pretty basic technique classes, and then Neil like twice a week.
Yeah. Oh, just has the best energy. Everyone should take
Yeah,
Neil. Oh
yeah.
my
Even
gosh.
if
No.
you're not a dancer, just go be in his presence.
Literally, no, 100%.
he he will just like show you that you are loved and capable, and that like you have power in your body, and it's everyone needs that in their life.
Yes. Have you been able to dance at all during this pandemic, or have you kind of taken I don't, not a break, but I'm interested to know if your relationship with dance has changed this past year. I guess that's my real question.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. 100%. Went from I went from like literally living at BDC and taking 3 classes a day to like you like there was a point, like I think it was like last summer into like this last fall, where like you couldn't pay me to take a class.
Mm.
And like I remember like trying to take Zoom classes and like just feeling miserable, and like it hurt so badly to be dancing in my garage by myself with bad audio connection and like an instructor on this little screen, and it just like it really hurt, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't sustainable. um so I really have been like taking a huge break from training, and in the process found a different art form. um but yeah, I still get together with friends and we'll session and we'll freestyle, and I dance for myself, but I don't train anywhere near
Yeah.
where I used to.
Yeah.
And even like auditioning is weird. Like I'll still have like auditions sent to me, and I'll do a tape, and something about it just feels really weird.
Yeah.
It's and it's not that I don't love it, because dance will like always be my first love, but it's just I don't know. It really felt like and I think everybody can identify this. It felt like I had the love of my life ripped away from me, and I wasn't allowed to have it anymore. And now that I'm allowed to have it back, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, do I want to give myself to this thing again? Like, it's like this nervous feeling. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like a huge part of me just got ripped out, and I don't know if I can cope with going back to it yet.
Yeah.
And I feel
I
like
100% feel that.
yeah,
No, I think
yeah,
that's
it's a
such.
lot. It's a lot.
And I feel like not a lot of people are really, at least in my circle, are really talking about that part of it. You know, like, I think also part of me, I have this fear because I know there's no way that it can be exactly the same when you jump right back into something when you haven't, especially when it's something so physical, so connected to muscle, and, you know, like, it's just knowing that it's going to be different and it's not going to feel the same. It definitely has been making me nervous to jump back. And I mean, also the fact that we're literally still in a pandemic and some people seem to not feel like it's still happening. So that's also a little scary sometimes too.
Isn't
But,
that fun?
you know,
It's
it's
so
definitely
frustrating.
like, yeah, it's super frustrating. And I think it's like it's so scary, and just, it's true. Like, it's like there's been a grieving process 100%. I think all artists, especially performing artists, have felt that. I mean, the whole world has been grieving this past year.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something really important to share, and to be open about. You know, not everything is like sunshine and rainbows all the time like it is on Instagram.
Mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have that conversation with my partner all of the time, because my partner is an actor. And right
Mm.
before COVID, they landed like this role that they have been like, it's like one of those roles that you dream about. And then the show is now coming back, and they were offered to go right back into that role again. They were given that show again, and they were like, I don't know if I even want to do this. Like, is this even a part
Mm.
of me anymore? Like, it's been a year and a half. Like, am I even the same person to step back into this
Right.
role and feel the same way that I did?
Wow. Yeah, I
And
hadn't even
like
thought about
dealing with
that.
that, I was like, it was really unfortunate for them to go through, but it was also good for me to be like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, I felt crazy for a minute. I was like, why don't I want to like do these auditions? Why do I want to send in this tape? Like, this is a job. Why don't you want it?
Yeah.
Um, and then talking to them, it's like, oh wait, we went through something. Like, we are going through something, and
Yeah, and it's
it's
still happening, and yeah, wow, that is 100% true. Hadn't even thought about that. Like, all the Broadway shows that are coming back, and just like, yeah, as an actor, it must. That's really crazy. Yeah, because we're all different people, so we can't just jump back into the same old situation.
Not at
I see
all.
that you did your cup flip. How is it looking?
Way too much. There's way too much, and the metallic has turned into chunks at the bottom. So
No.
a lot is happening over here, and not a lot of it is good.
That's okay. Something that I've learned, especially doing this show, is that sometimes it's more important to just be creative and like play than to make it good. Mine, one of them looks
Oh my
kind of
God.
cool. The other one looks like a dirty forest. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I really love your descriptors.
Oh, thank you.
Your
What can
the
I
description
say?
of the piece that you don't like was honestly beautiful.
Thank you. Maybe it'll help get it out of
It's
my
like a
home.
rainbow went to the army and then threw up. Like, who says stuff like that?
A crazy person. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh,
Okay,
I
now
love
that I
it.
have made a significant mess, I think it is time for our first game. If I can get the paint off my fingers. For anyone who's doing this craft at home, make sure you have paper towels nearby or a non-paper
I
towel.
texted my partner like 5 minutes into this and I was like, I need paper towels right now.
I'll show you. I think I can lift this one up right now. Let's see if I can show it off. Oh, no, I cannot. I can't pick that up yet. Maybe by the end of this I will be able to show it. But our first game is a fun one. Let me get the little. It's time for Would You Rather.
Oh
So,
no, oh
it's
no.
not.
You can't play this game with
Don't
me. I'm so
worry.
indecisive. I'm sorry. I'm about to be the worst guest.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And don't worry, it's not like anything too crazy. It's a pre-packaged game, so nothing is too scandalous. Okay.
Okay.
And if you're watching still in the comments, or if you're listening, or watching after the fact, definitely comment what you would rather. Ooh. Okay. Would you rather have to narrate everything you see aloud forever, or have scissors for hands?
Narrate everything? Oh my gosh. I'd rather have scissors for hands. I hate the sound of my voice.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Yes. And then I could use my scissors as palette knives and I could make plaster art that way.
Yes, that's a great. I think I would pick scissors for hands too, because narrating everything, that is a lot. That's a lot.
You wouldn't even be able to have a conversation.
No. I stare at her, looking off into the distance at my ugly painting. Okay. Ooh, okay. Next one. Would you rather have everything you touch turn to ice, or sneeze 20 times every time you take off your socks?
That's so specific, but definitely the sneeze because you wouldn't be able to do anything if everything
Yeah.
turned to ice.
No,
Also,
you would
I
literally be
need more.
Elsa.
So definitely, yeah, exactly. You're literally Elsa. No, we're doing
Sneezing.
yeah, absolutely. I'll do the sneeze. I'll do the sneeze. I don't mind that.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Last
so messy.
one.
Oh my god.
Last one. Would you rather have a giraffe neck, or have a swarm of moths for hair?
Jesus.
These are very tough choices.
Oh my god. I guess I don't know. I guess the giraffe neck. I've always wanted to be a little taller, so why not?
Yeah. And like, even if it's just the neck, it'll be okay. Amazing.
I
Well,
guess so.
how is it looking? How are you feeling about your
Okay.
piece?
Okay, so I tried something and it didn't work because it wasn't covering the whole canvas. But now that I know, I think I can try again. Also, the
Ooh, I
paint is
think it
dripping.
looks
It's going.
cool. Wait, that looks so
I'm
cool.
trying. Oh, thanks. I tried to do like a drizzle and then it started moving.
Yeah.
So I think if I let it set, I can do the drizzle. But it's also like, do you have a problem getting it to go on the corner? Because it
Yeah.
won't go on the corner for
It's
me.
you have I think what I've seen on the internet is sometimes people pour like a little extra on the corners and then they like wiggle it there. I'll try and
Okay.
show you mine right now. Actually, they're not horrible. So, one of them
Here we
I
go.
actually kind of like. Let's see if I can pick it up at all. This might ruin it, but we'll see. So, oops. It's kind of
Oh,
cool.
I
It
like that.
looks
That's very warm.
it's like a
It's really
desert
warm.
sunset or something. A desert
Absolutely. Oh my gosh,
situation.
what is that?
And then the other one, let me see if I can show my jungle. Oh, how do I put this back? I put them on cups so that like they dry. They drip down on. I have some like newspaper here. And then this one,
Yes, I
it's
put mine up on cups. Isn't that the method? Don't you have
yeah,
to
that's what
like
I've
prop it up with
seen.
cups? Okay.
This is the green
Oh, I
one.
like that.
It's like it's not
Those are nice colors.
bad.
I would never use green.
Yeah, I didn't think to use it and then I just thought what else could I put with this extra brown that I have? And I thought green, like forest, earth. Ooh, but I'm very messy right now. Okay, let's talk. Much love, Ryan. Tell me about it.
Okay.
How did you start this? I know you've always been doing art, but give me like your whole art story basically. Same as you did with dance. Like I want to know from the jump,
Oh my
where
God.
did this start for you?
Okay. So it started last summer. Um, myself and my closest friend, we were quarantining with his family, and we were in like the middle of like farmland New Jersey, like very, very far away from everyone. Um, and this was around when um, this is when all of like the Black Lives Matter protests started happening, and cities were filling up again with people just like taking to the streets. I mean, we all saw it. Like you couldn't not see it. Like we all know. Bless you.
Sorry.
We all knew what that was like. We all saw that unfold, and I felt really disconnected, especially when I was no longer in New York. I was so far away from the city, and I saw just like my community in New York doing so much, and I felt like I couldn't do anything because I was so far isolated from everybody, and I felt like I didn't have a voice or a way of giving back or a way for advocating for these communities. Um, but I had gotten into painting again. So I was always posting like my little drawings, like my sketches or whatever watercolors I was doing on my social media. And people were like, oh, that's cute. Would you make me one? So I literally posted one day. And I was like, this is a shot in the dark. But if I actually started selling these pieces and donating all of the profits, would you guys buy them? And I had like an insane amount of people reaching out to me and being like, yes, like please do this, like we would love to see this. So that's what I did. Like every day at the end of the day, I would just post what I had painted that day, and I would just like lay them all out on the floor, and I would just take a really shitty picture of them and like just put a little box with how much every painting was, and be like, hey, could you maybe chip in like $3 to $5 for shipping? And people would just buy them through my Instagram story. Um, and every week I would donate either to an organization or I donated directly to a lot of families who were affected by police violence. Um, so I would just pick a new organization every day, and then a month later I started including a lot of trans rights organizations that were really suffering that summer and providing for trans people who didn't have access to medical care during COVID. um, so I just started selling on my Instagram, and at a certain point I had just like so many people ordering that I like went and got photos taken of my prints and was like just printing little watercolor drawings at Staples and selling them for $10. Um, and like the more I did it, the more I was just like, I can do something with this. Like I could actually make this into something. And I had just gotten an iPad to replace my laptop that got destroyed by water. It was a whole thing. So I chose to get an iPad instead. So that I had like a laptop, but I could also use art software. And I was just like, I was really just, I had no idea what I was doing. And I was just like, I'm just going to make art and sell it. And it was very chaotic and there was no organization to it at all whatsoever. And I was just like selling on Instagram and it was working. And I was donating, like, I was able to donate almost $100 every single week. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I'm stuck in the middle of New Jersey. I can't go to protests. I can't do anything. I can sit here and call my representatives all day long. It's not going to do anything, but I could donate directly to these people with my art. So when I moved back to New York, I was like, I'm going to do this. Like, this is a moment of change. I'm moving into the city. I am going to make my art my life. And it took a very long time. It's so difficult to like set up a business and like create. I mean, as you know, like creating the thing is so involved.
Yeah, so you don't get to just focus on your art. You have to do like all this other busy work and all this extra stuff before you can even like get the time to like do what you love.
Exactly. I'm like, I can't paint today because I need to go on legal software and come up with the legal policies for my website, because that's something you have to do. Like, who knows that type of stuff? No one. So it took a really long time, but eventually I was able to actually launch in late December, and I've just been like trying my best ever since. And every month I donate to a new organization. This month I'm donating to 4. I'm doing 1 a week. Sending aid to India for their COVID crisis over there is just, it's insane. It's like beyond words. So I didn't want to wait until the end of the month to donate. So I've been donating at the end of every week to different organizations that are just like getting oxygen tanks and medical supplies to these communities that literally don't have like running water because their towns are just being shut down. So yeah, I'm doing my best. I don't know. I'm just doing the thing.
No, I love that. And it's so inspiring when you see other artists just like really growing and being able to, one, make a difference with their art, especially a financial difference. Because, you know, like we can always say like, oh, you know, like I want to move people with my art, and, you know, and that is so powerful and so important to like help heal people with our art. But also, like, if you can financially help someone, that is just like a whole extra step that like really, really makes a difference in other people's lives. And then like people should be getting paid for their art, you know. It's so important. So
yeah,
that is just, it's Absolutely. So inspiring to see. And especially, I mean, we haven't talked about it yet, but like TikTok, social media. I mean, you started on Instagram selling these things, which is like, I'm sure it's a weird relationship, because it's like social media has so much good, but then with the good comes the difficult. So TikTok, I mean,
absolutely.
What made you start posting some of your stuff on TikTok?
I've always been like very against TikTok. I'm very I am such an old man when it comes to TikTok. I always swore that I would never get one. I'm like, that's for those kids. That's what the kids are doing. I have no desire to do these fucking little dances. Like, sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Tell them how you feel.
Sorry.
No,
I have no desire to do any of this.
TikTok elicits a strong response, so it's okay.
I was like, I don't want to do any of this. But I was having, like, once I actually launched my business and was doing like business marketing on Instagram, it was just like I wasn't really getting a lot of traction. I wasn't really going anywhere. And I had just like, I have a lot of friends who do really well on TikTok and like are certified creators and get ad deals with sponsorships. And they were like, you really should try it. Like, just try it. It's worked really well for so many people. You might as well give it a go. And I was like, you know what? All right, I'll do it. Um, and it can be very, it just is overwhelming. It's very demanding. The app is like created for like instant gratification and constant posting, which is mentally unsustainable. So, which is another reason why I didn't want anything to do with it. But I do it, and it has done a lot for my business. It's gotten me a lot of exposure. It's also driven me crazy because I'm not a person who is able to keep up with the algorithm. I'm just not. Um, so there's, like you said, with all of the good comes the bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I know that you've had some issues recently with like people, because it is such a, also it must be so hard for artists on TikTok, because I feel like so much of the platform is based on people copying other people. But then in the art world,
Mm.
that is so not cool. Like, you can't just take someone's design and sell it as your own. But like, I think that's kind of the culture of TikTok. So that must be something really hard to navigate and experience. I can't imagine how frustrating that must be.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty frustrating because, yeah, the app is the other thing that like I have issue with the app, and the younger generation kind of perpetuates this as well. It's like TikTok kind of turns everything you do into a trend or a fail.
Mm.
And especially when it comes to artistic creators, like I'm like my pieces and the technique behind my pieces, like I'm not trying to create a trend. I'm just showing you how I make my art. And I think a lot of people will, is that my doorbell or
I
yours?
think it's my doorbell. Probably my neighbors bringing me
Okay.
food.
Okay.
They
Um
can wait.
yeah, it's like it turns everything into, like, the nature of the app is seeing something and then recreating it. But when then you have all these artists who come on TikTok just to show how they make their art, and people are like, oh, I can make that, I can also sell that, and they copy it and redo it. And artists will reach out and be like, that is my intellectual property.
Slight pause. Intermission.
Okay, go for it. And now we break from a word. What is that? Now we pause for a word from our sponsors. Oh, your cat's gonna take over. Absolutely. We love that. Oh my gosh, this cat is so adorable. Look at this cat. Oh, never mind. Didn't want to be a part of the show. I get it. I get stage fright too. It's okay. I'm really trying here to get this to drip over the edges, and it's not working. I don't think I mixed this in. I wonder where she's going.
Oh my goodness. Hello, I'm back. So
Hello. Are
sorry
you all
for
right? Are you all
yes.
right? I was about to get nervous. I was like, what's happening?
I know. Okay, so side story for everyone here. My neighbors are like the absolute best. I live in Washington Heights and everyone is Dominican and Puerto Rican and they're like always cooking and like my two neighbors are like my
Oh,
surrogate grandmothers and I have to learn Spanish because I always speak like the most broken Spanish to them and they are the best. And so my neighbor Teresa was really trying to give me food and I think she's going to ring the doorbell again and give me more food, but she just went to go get the food.
oh
So
my gosh.
she will probably ring the doorbell again. So sorry for that
That
intermission,
is so
but
amazing.
no, they're literally the
No, it's
best.
okay. Your cat was holding down the show for a second,
Oh,
just like
good.
chilling on the couch, and I was like, yes, this is amazing. And then they ran off.
Amazing, amazing. Well, before she rings the doorbell again, I think it's time for, unless you didn't finish your sentence, what were we talking about?
No, it's fine. No, people on TikTok stealing from artists, which
Yes.
is just, it's very frustrating. But like, I could talk about this forever, but it's just, yeah, it's very frustrating because people don't have a separation of like what is there for trend recreation and what is someone's intellectual property. Like that, there, people don't understand what that means. Like the general population doesn't understand that. Um, so I have seen people like other artists that I follow. Your food's here.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, we'll get it. I'm jealous you're getting Spanish
keep
food. Okay, I'll just talk to you guys about it. Yeah, I will. I will see other small businesses, like not many, but like I've seen two artists on TikTok, like pretty much directly copy my print designs and just change the font to match their brand colors. And it's just like I don't think people really have a grasp of like that's someone's art. They created that. You can't take it. It's like it's the same thing as plagiarism, but because it's on TikTok, people are like, "Oh no, that's just like a trend. I can recreate that." When it's like, "No, that's someone's property." You know, like that's something that someone created. My laptop is dying, so sorry for the tech adjustment. Let's see if I can get this back in so we can get sound to this feed as well. Hopefully this works. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that works. But yeah, so that's like one of the many difficult things with being an artist on social media. Yes, we have Spanish food. Oh my god, I am so jealous.
So sorry, everyone. This has
No.
literally never happened in the history of the show. I have to show you the food now.
Please.
Okay,
Oh my god,
so we
I'm
have,
so jealous.
I believe these are I can't say it. Maybe Ryan, you'll know. Pasta.
Pasteles?
Yes. They're
Pasteles,
delicious.
yeah.
Cheese, I love it. Rice. And then we have
Amazing.
fettuccine alfredo. So like
That's
I'm
so
set
great.
for a long time. Yeah.
That's
and then she
amazing.
asked me if I wanted some Sprite or some Coke, and I just said solamente agua. And then she said, "Tu tienes agua?" And I said, "Yes, I have water here in the sink." She's literally the best.
In the tap water.
She's
That's
literally the
amazing.
best. So sorry. I
love
can't wait
that.
to rewatch and see everything you said. I'm sure it was amazing.
Oh, it's just me ranting about TikTok. And
Actually,
someone
I
who
mean-
stole one of my print designs the other day.
And I don't know if you can see the comments, but I'm going to share a few before we do our
I can't see any of them. I don't
That's
know
so
why. Nothing is
weird.
on my screen.
I'm
Maybe
gonna share
I
them for
don't
you
have
here.
it open the right way.
Maybe. So
Lizzie, oh my girl.
she was here and she
I
also
saw that
picked
she
giraffe
texted
neck.
me. It's like popping up on my screen.
And then Holly Cormack, she picked moths. And she also had a tip for us about the paint pouring. Adding a little white paint to the corners helps it flow better. And then
Okay, all right.
my friend Sophie is here, and she said Maisie was ready to run the show. That was when I was
She
away.
really was.
And I'm glad I could show you guys the food. I hope it doesn't make you too hungry. So, now that that craziness is over, it's time for our final game. Let me get our little
Yes.
sound effects. Question time. So this game is kind of a game, mostly because it's like a mystery. We don't know what we're gonna get. So I'm gonna randomly pick
Okay.
one question. They're mostly color coded from a few various places on the internet, and we'll see what we get. Okay. Okay, that was a good one. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Oh, Maisie. Okay. Ooh.
I
these are
also like.
good.
I actually don't hate this. It's starting to set, so I don't know if I can actually like pick it up. But I don't mind this. This is kind of nice.
Oh, away from the acrylic paint, friend. Okay. I have the questions. Oh, no, you can't eat the fettuccine Alfredo. Okay. Let me see the. Okay, these are interesting questions. So, you get to pick which color you would like to first answer.
I get to pick a color. Okay. Um. I can't tell if it's like a yellow or an orange, but whatever that really bright color is, I want that.
Okay. Ooh, do you believe in ghosts?
My partner asked me this like 2 days ago.
No
Literally,
way.
we were driving around. He was like, "Do you believe in like ghosts and hauntings and like the spookies?" And I was like, "Not really, but kind of. Like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
think
don't
I'm
like
scared to
I don't
believe in
know
it because then they might come for
that
me.
yeah. I was gonna say like I kind of believe that that stuff is out there. I totally believe that like our energies stay in the universe and that like we still are part of the earth. Very 20 later. But like I feel like if I really start to believe in ghosts, then like I'm gonna have one. Like and it's gonna
Yes.
follow me around and like I'm not here for that.
Yeah. No,
Not here for that.
100%. Okay, next
Yeah.
color.
Next color, pink.
Have you ever had candy for dinner?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was like drinking at 10 a.m. and having Ben and Jerry's for dinner. Absolutely. I was like,
Yeah.
what else am I doing with my life besides
It's
sitting in
only
this
going to be
apartment?
two
There are
weeks.
no rules. Exactly. I was like, there are no rules. It was bad. It was really bad.
I definitely have had candy for dinner. Okay, next one.
um, Next one, blue.
Do you Google your problems? This is a strange question and probably from the website Questions to Ask Your Dad.
Questions asked your dad. That's so funny. I want to say I Google my little problems.
Mm,
Like when I can't figure out why something isn't working, I'm like, hey Google, how do I turn this thing on? Like I will do
right.
that. Or like I'm the type of person who like if I think about something that I'm like curious about, I'm like, oh, like I wonder how long it takes to build something like that. I will Google it. Um, like I remember one day I was standing in the subway platform and I was like, this is the longest subway platform I've ever seen. Like I wonder how many streets this covers. So I literally Googled the length of a New York City block and then how long the average subway train is. And the average subway train lasts like the length of a full block and not like the short ones, like the long avenues. Like the average length of a subway
What?
train can cover like 3 streets. They're so long. But like I Google that. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm always Googling. But
You're
like
not like a
big
big
problems,
WebMD type situation, like,
oh my God, no, because I will literally convince myself that I'm dying of skin cancer when it's a scab on my arm. Like, no, I can't Google that stuff. That's too real.
yeah. Okay,
No.
last question of these. What
Okay.
embarrasses you the most in front of other people?
Oh God, like anything, anything. I am so embarrassed by myself at all times. Um, I I get very, very socially anxious. And it's like it's gotten much better as I grow older and like stop caring as much. But like I am so afraid of like my regular interactions like being off and people just kind of being like, what's wrong with her? Is she okay? So like literally
Maybe.
anything can embarrass me. And it's so
Yeah.
bad.
I get embarrassed
Um,
for other
I
people sometimes.
that's the worst because you can't make it stop. Because you can't make them stop doing what they're doing. So you
Yeah.
just have to feel all of it.
Yeah.
I think the situation that I get embarrassed in the absolute most is bowling. I know that sounds so
Interesting.
weird. I am such a bad bowler, and I feel like the whole process of bowling is so. You just hear me out for a second. Like walking up to the thing with your ball is like it's weird, and then I don't know how to roll it. So it's this whole thing of like not knowing how to use my body, and then you kind of just have to like walk back, and it's just like the whole thing is so awkward, and I'm just embarrassed the whole time, and I don't know why I agree to go because the entire time I'm just like I just want to be home. I just don't want to be in front of
Oh
people.
my gosh. So do not invite Ryan to go bowling. Ever. You
I'll
heard it
probably
here.
go. It's so fun. It's so fun. I'll probably still go. It's
Oh my
so sad.
gosh. Okay, so the last question that I ask everyone is what brings out your most creative self?
Yes, this question. Um, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but for me, it's the space that I'm in. Um, the type of art that I create is very messy and very big, and so when I am in like a physical space that is large, where I can take up that space and really let my art be as expansive as possible, it just makes me feel really at home. That and this is gonna sound so cheesy, but like warm weather and sunshine. Like I feel so good when like the windows are open and it's just nothing but sunlight, and it makes me want to paint and it makes me want to dance. So like
Mm.
those things together, it's just like open space and sunshine
Oh, that
for
sounds
me.
like a dream. I love that.
Doesn't it? Like
Okay.
come on, it sounds
Yeah,
so
I mean,
nice.
today was such a great day for you, I bet.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so where can people find you? How can they find your art? Where? Plug it away. Plug everything you got for me.
Okay, cool. This is really simple. Everything that I run is Much Love Ryan. So my website, muchloveryan.com, Instagram and TikTok is Much Love Ryan. And that's pretty much it. Go look at my TikTok because that is
Yes, your
we're a
TikTok has
whole
been
mess over on
killing
TikTok.
it. No, your TikTok, I mean, like, you
I
blew up so fast. That was so cool.
I tried so hard and was like ready to give up. And then I had two videos that like actually went viral, and my
So cool.
following blew up and it was amazing, and I was connecting with so many new artists, and I just had so many people who were like, hey, I can't really buy anything right now, but can I send you money to donate to that organization? And like it was so
Wow.
great, and like I was able to donate so much money, and just like the people I was meeting, it was so great. And now TikTok is like blocking my whole account,
Oh,
and I
everyone
can't get
go
any.
follow her, like every single
It's
video.
honestly, I don't even. It's not even about like the view. It's just frustrating that TikTok has the ability to and wants to suppress creators and small business owners. Because I'm not the
Mm,
only person that it's happening to right now. I have a lot of friends who are going through the same thing, where they can't find their own content, so it's really frustrating. Um,
wow. Yeah, so
but yeah,
everyone
I post
go.
all my goofy stuff on TikTok. So if you want to
I love
laugh, go to my TikTok.
it. No, your TikTok is great. I love your TikTok. Definitely
Thank
everyone
you.
go check out Ryan and buy her stuff so that donate and, everything. I mean, your art is so beautiful and I love it, and I love your video and your process and everything. And
Thank
I'm
you so
so
much.
happy that you were here, even though we had
Me
a slight
too.
intermission um, food break sponsorship, sponsored by Teresa, my neighbor. So, if you enjoyed
Yes.
this show, make
Oh
sure
wait,
that you.
let me try to
Oh
show
yeah, let
this to
me see
you.
it. Oh my
Let
god.
me
Okay,
try
let
to
me
show
see.
this to
It's
you.
gonna be so
I don't know
good.
how. So hold on. I'm literally gonna like pull my hair up because it keeps
Yeah,
falling in my face,
it's
and it's
this is a big
such a
reveal.
mess. But let's. I actually kind of like it. I actually kind of like it. It's kind of cool.
Okay,
I just
maybe
don't
this
know
will be
how
the
to pick
next
this up.
adventure in Much Love Ryan.
I don't know how to like pick this up, but it's kind of cool.
Oh my god, that is really cool. I love it.
I actually really like it. It's moving now, so I'm gonna set it back down because I kind of want it to stay right where it is. But I just started like pouring the paint everywhere, and I was like, wait, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, like it's just like kind of like messy, and it like usually looks good. Like it's easier to make it look good than like drawing a hand. So,
Oh yeah, I can't draw like life. I can't draw real life.
yeah.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't
Yeah,
happen for
I can't
me.
do any of it.
Oh
Amazing.
god,
Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for being here. Um, if you enjoyed this show, even though it was a little chaotic today, definitely subscribe below. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers
Yes.
before the end of the year.
Yes.
That would be so nice. I have a long way to go, but that would be so great. And then make sure that you check out the actual audio version of this podcast. This episode will go live in a few weeks, but we have, I believe, the episode with Meredith and Austin goes live this Friday, which will be really cool. So check that out on iTunes and
Yes.
Spotify and all the podcast places. And if you'd like to support the show, definitely check out the Patreon. Shout out to my 2 patrons, Sophie and Karen. You guys are so awesome. And when I finally get to 100 patrons, I'm going to be donating $1 per patron to a dancer who has a creative project that needs help being funded. So definitely go over there, subscribe to the Patreon, so that we can help create more art and help people who need a little extra support. So with that, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys.